Hello and welcome to Law and Order SVU here on FANVERSATION. This is season 24, episode 6, Controlled Burn. I am Yael Tygiel. That is Taylor Gates. Hello, Taylor.
Hello.
Hello. I'm so excited to be talking about this episode with you. I'm excited. We have people already chatting in the live chat. I'm very excited. Before we begin, as a reminder, if you have found yourself in a situation and you need help, please reach out to RAINN. Their number is 1-800-656-4673. 1-800-656-4673. Taylor, what does that spell?
It spells hope.
It does spell hope. Please reach out to RAINN if you need them. They're available. Otherwise, if you're here and you're watching the show, be aware. I know I'm going to say something, and I know it's going to upset some people. So Consider this your content warning. The show talks about serious issues, and our show does not.
That is correct.
Yes. Again, before we jump into season 24, episode 6, Controlled Burn, we have Lizette and Zach and Carol Ann in the chat chatting. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Yay! Taylor, what did you think about this episode? Oh, wait, let me read the quick cap.
Yeah.
You're going to love this quick cap. Ready?
Ready.
A workaholic is raped after joining her boss to a shady elite party.
Sure. I thought it was wild. I thought it was fun. I thought there was a lot of great lines. It was a fun one. I love a girl boss episode. We'll talk about that when we get to the poll. But there was some real girl bossery going on. There was gaslight, gatekeeping, and girl bossing all over this episode, which always a fun time in my opinion.
I agree. I really enjoyed this episode. I thought that it was some good quality SVU. I'll say this. There was something about the direction. Like there was very interesting editing and directing in this episode that was like noticeably different. And I liked that.
She falls back.
When she falls back, the like transition from the kissing to the kissing was really interesting. There was a part. And then, so I loved that. I will say this, the like ending conversation with Benson and the woman on the phone, I'll look up her name in a second. The way that was shot felt very much like The Blacklist or Person of Interest, or like a procedural where the villain and the hero continue to talk throughout the season. And I was like, nope, we should never see her again. And I think it was just the way it was shot, but I need it on the record that we should never see this woman again.
I don't know if they're going to comply.
Lena Hess is who I'm talking about, and we should not be seeing her again. I need it on the record.
Brussels or is it Dubai? They're both so beautiful this time of year.
Nice. We have two repeat offenders this week. Incredible. So Brooke Bloom, who played Maggie, the victim, we previously saw her in Parents' Nightmare. She was Dana Farhidi, and I loved this episode. That's the episode where the little boy gets kidnapped, and then it turns out that the dad had the boy kidnapped so that he could like prove that she was unfit as a mother.
Oh yeah, okay.
So I was like, why do I know this girl's been in a previous episode? And then Lola Glaudini, who played Hess, she was previously in Official Story, which is season guys, I'm so sorry. It's not coming up. Season 13, episode 12. And this is an episode. Oh, this is the one with the like sorry, this one like started going into like the Occupy Wall Street discussion a little bit.
Yeah.
But it really was about this woman who was assaulted overseas. She was military, and they like covered it up, and her dad assaults the guy who owns the security company that hires the people that had assaulted her. Anyway, whatever. It's a Harry Connick Jr. episode. The point is, repeat offender.
Love to see it.
Yeah. The crow thing. Can we talk about the crow mask?
We sure can.
So
it's giving theater tricks.
Yes, it's totally giving theater tricks. When West 10th Wilson says that it was a crow was chasing them, and then later Finn says that's all I got from him. What kind of detective doesn't follow up with, what do you mean?
Right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. And I was like, he's not that reliable. He seemed pretty freaking reliable to me. I mean, he helped her, he brought her there, he was giving you all the information he had. Like,
you just didn't ask the follow-up question.
Yeah, I was like, stop being like prejudiced against Westhead Wilson. He was a good guy.
I hope we see Westhead Wilson again. I would love to see him.
It was great. I was like scared the amount they showed him though, because I was like, was he sus? Because they showed like a lot of him at the beginning there. And I was glad that they didn't go that route, because I was just like, oh no. Like, usually they just drop him off and leave, but they just kept going back to him, and I was like, no, Westhead Wilson, like, don't be involved in this.
Yeah, I like that character. He could come back. I will say there were some parts I have to like. I was so excited. First of all, there was discussion, like mention of safe words and consent. There was somebody in a dog collar who liked it. Like, this is the kind of shit that I've been asking for. This episode very much. It was like, hey, consensual BDSM exists and is wonderful.
Yes, I knew you were going to comment on that, and I have some lines about
that. I had to comment. Genuinely, it's something I've been begging for, and the fact that they were able to do it is appreciated.
Love to see it.
Did you feel appreciated? There was that like chemistry makeout sesh between Rollins and Carisi.
I did, yes. I was like, finally, because I've been talking some major shit about how I don't see the passion there. And then she bit him and he liked it. And so I said, okay, I'm listening.
I agree. I really enjoyed seeing that passion literally in front of us. My disappointment was her entire like lecture, her TED Talk. I was like, I would like to hear what she has to say. This is very interesting.
Okay, let's get started. Bitch, have you not started? Like, what have we been listening to for the past 5 minutes? She's great though.
Yeah. Do you think that this is them suggesting that she go into teaching?
Perhaps. I'd be down for that. Give me make her go teach at Hudson, and give me a spinoff with her teaching at Hudson and trying to make that school a better place.
You know, yes, make it a better place. She's just gonna get hurt. You cannot go to Hudson, people. That place should be fucking condemned.
She's gonna break the cycle, and she's gonna start a cultural change at Hudson University.
I'll allow it.
And I want a spinoff called Hudson U.
Yes, ma'am.
I will show on it. This is me volunteering. This is me applying.
Well, now I want it because I think it'd be really good. You would do a great job.
You see. Hello.
I wanted to ask about the crow mask situation, because I'm gonna be honest, I only got to see this episode once this week. Was it ever explained why a crow?
I don't think it was explained why a mask. Frankly, no one else was doing it. It was just that guy.
Yeah, okay. That's also interesting.
Yeah, I was like, so you're the only one doing that?
Yeah, okay. I almost wish that it was like a Eyes Wide Shut type of party where everyone had masks.
The theater tricks, I'm telling you. Go back to theater tricks.
Or, I mean, if we're not that we have to keep leaning into BDSM, but if we're going to, then like BDSM masks. Yeah. What did you think about his like confession? First of all, his lawyer sucks.
Yeah, his lawyer sucked. I guess I can name some of the quotes now because I certainly had a few from that. I started so young when I strangled my sister's pet bird. What? Oh, maybe that's why the crow, I guess.
Oh, all right.
Put that together. So, okay, interesting. I love how we like compared choking to an orchestra. That was really special.
I mean, good for you.
It's the vibration. It has a quasi reciente all its own. like cell phones vibrate too. Like I'm just saying, there's other ways.
You know what else vibrates?
Vibrate. Like there's other, like put your hand on a washing machine. You know what I mean? Like there's other things without choking a human being out. I think if you're here for the vibrations, there are perhaps some other avenues to explore first. I'm just saying.
I think those are fair points.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is an interesting confession, that's for sure. I'm excited to talk about it.
Right. His lawyer should have told him to shut the fuck up. And the fact that he didn't, I would have been like, I need a new lawyer. But also like he confessed, and then his lawyer was like, let's talk a deal. And if I were the cops, I'd be like,
no,
we would have, but he just confessed.
We needed Buchanan in there. He would have really
been
a special addition to this episode.
Oh, Buchanan.
Yeah.
That's true. Buchanan would have been so fun in this episode because he's such an asshole.
Yeah. That would have been
like, how do you know she doesn't like being choked out till she almost dies?
25 acts, baby.
Yeah. I like them bringing back scopolamine. I feel like it's an underutilized drug in SVU when it should very much be featured more, because one of my favorite episodes. Oh,
what other episodes?
Shit. It's the one with, hold on, I'm gonna look it up. It's Kelly Hughes episode. Yeah, hold on. Sorry. Smut 2008, season 10, episode 10. It's where the guy, he likes to give them scopolamine and then have them fight him off while he
yeah. Okay, see, well, spoiler alert, that was going to be what I learned, what that was, because I didn't remember that.
Oh.
That episode, or that was the like name of it officially. So I did learn that.
Interesting. Thank you so much, Carol Ann Miller, coming in. Our crow guy, whose character's name was Ethan Schmidt, is also a repeat offender. He was previously Eddie Klein in I Deserve Some Loving Too, which is about the green cards.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Interesting. But Carol Ann described it as the crow guy's a repeat offender. He played the Hebrew gentleman married to the lady who had to sleep with the immigrant guy for the green card.
Cool.
Hilarious. Yes, he did speak very little Hebrew to our beloved Khaldun. Khaldun? Yes, not Calhoun, Khaldun. Nice call. Good call. Thank you, Carol Ann. And then we also had Jordan Belfi played Spencer Lewis, the like boss. I just recently binged all of Entourage, and that's where he's from.
That tracks, considering the subject matter. Yeah,
he is playing the same character, essentially. Okay, so this is the part of the episode that like really got me invested, which is Lena had wired up these buildings to record everybody, and her argument was essentially like, look at all these things people are doing when they think they have the privacy. She's trying to like catch them in the act. Had she done something about it, that would have been great. But instead she used it for blackmail purposes. I almost wish that she had like done it and been like, yeah, I did this so you guys could take people down. But that's not what she did. And so it like bums me out, because I think she was right. A lot of what she said was correct, but she didn't help anybody. And that bums me out. She had a
real Taylor Swift vigilante shit moment, and she fumbled the bag.
I mean, I don't know that she did, because I think she did it just for the bag.
She's going to Brussels or Dubai. They're both so beautiful this time of year.
Like her whole argument kind of made sense, except that she didn't do anything about it. Like her whole argument of like, I did this because I knew that if I gave them this leash, they would hang themselves, right? Like I would give them the rope and I knew that they would do it.
Better to happen in her brownstone than on the street.
We'll talk about that in a second. The question is, what was your
whack?
She had a good idea. The follow through was where she lost me.
Yes.
Because better to happen in the brownstone than on the street. No,
it still happened, babe. I don't know. You.
I think if she had like interrupted it, if she had stopped it, and then it had been like the story was that she, brought these people in and let them believe that they had privacy, and then it was about like her surveilling them doing their deviance, like that would have been so much more. I mean, totally different episode, very interesting story. And I kind of would have liked that. And then I think Benson and her would have had like more tension about like what was the right move. But instead it was like, you're obviously a bad person.
Yeah, she was a character for sure.
I like this character. And although I do not want to see her again, I would love to see this actress again.
Fair. Okay. Yeah.
Because she's so good. But the character, I feel like we've wrapped that up.
I don't know if we have, but
you think we'll see her again?
Maybe.
It's rare that we see anybody again.
I know, but it just felt so ominous.
That's true. I want to believe it was just the way that it was like shot and edited. I want that. So I want it to be final.
We'll see.
It's rare that we sit here and go, I don't want to see this in person.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
Did you catch that the entrance to the party was that you had to bring a woman?
Yeah. I was like, okay. That's kind of like a thing though, isn't it? Like with these like clubs and stuff, you can only have like one man per however many women. I feel like that's like a nightclub rule.
Yes. I mean, I know that like in Vegas, that's totally a rule, which is whatever. But like, when he was like trying to find somebody and then he brought her and then was like, you can go set up and work over there. I was like, then why bring her? And it was actually my roommate who was like, he needed to bring her to get in.
Ticket, yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's a problem.
I just want to say I related to her so much because I used to check my grades at frat parties.
I believe it.
So I was like, yeah, I get her.
You felt seen?
I felt really seen by her. I, again, have so many quotes, but she is just asking for the Wi-Fi password in the hospital. I was like, that's a mood. I'm like, why lie? I get it.
Zach in the chat also agrees. I think we're going to see Lena again. All right, friends. You all might be right. I mean, I don't want to. I think we will as well, but I don't want to. Especially, you know why? Because recently on TV, during one of the marathons, they were playing the Sir Toby like trial where he kept like postponing it, where the actor Ian McShane isn't even in the episode, but like they continued to, postpone his trial and whatever. And I was like, they're never going to finish that story. Like it's over. We've changed showrunners. Yeah. Ian McShane isn't available. Like that's never going to be finished. And so that's why I don't care to see her again in this role, because I feel like it's not going to conclude anything.
Well, yeah, we had a whole thing with McGrath and all of that business too. Like there's so much stuff that we're never going to see come to a conclusion. But
do you remember when Barba was threatened?
Yeah.
Like they were going to kill Barba?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's also inconsequential.
And that time that they tried to give up Benson that small like drinking problem storyline, they like built it.
It doesn't matter.
All right. I'm just listen. You know how much I love continuity, and it's hard for me to watch this show.
I feel you.
All right. Well, how did we think? I think Muncie did well this episode.
What'd she do?
She was there and got involved.
Okay. She had a sassy line. I forget what it was.
I'm sure.
I remember.
John in our chat, who is joining us today, says Felicia is not here. That is correct. She is not.
Bummer.
She couldn't make it. We like to do this show, and we do it when we can and how we can. As you know, we do this for funsies, and we love it if you'd give us a rating and review on iTunes. You can give us 5 stars if you like us, 4 stars if you don't. Other stars are broken, but if you don't like us, leave us a comment and let us know how we can improve.
And if you do like us, leave us a comment, fueling our ego.
I mean, you could do that as well. And then we'll read it on the air with an accent. We've done it, and we'll do it again.
An accent, not a good one that is representative in the actual
an accent. No one said it was good or helpful or
just wanted to clarify that.
Real. But yes, Felicia couldn't make it today. Sometimes we do this show just the two of us. Sometimes the 3 of us.
Just the 2 of us.
Exactly.
Yes.
I honestly, there was just like so much beautiful BDSM that I loved in this episode, and that's like where my heart is.
I thought it was interesting they gave her like the cancer storyline too. I did kind of like that. I thought that was like a very interesting twist, and how she was like, "Oh, I've already had my body kind of like taken away from me once, and so I want control over it to be able to see kind of what happened." I liked that angle. I thought that was a very interesting angle to explore.
I agree. I think that how she reacted to the situation was very interesting. I think the fact that she was like, I refused to do a rape kit, and then later was like, I should have listened, and then still they were like, no, you shouldn't watch it, and she was like, I know best. I would have totally, this is why I'm not Benson, I would have been like, remember when I told you to do a rape kit and you said no? Like, maybe I know what I'm talking about.
I do get her though. Like, I mean, I can't speak for myself, luckily, in that situation. But like I said, I relate to her character because I would want to know all the information too. I feel like I wouldn't want it to be some like mysterious. I would just want to know. I feel.
Oh, I agree 100%. I'm just saying,
yeah.
If I thought I knew best and then was proven wrong, and then I'm like, hey, I think I know best, and they're like, we think you're wrong. I'm just saying.
Yeah. You can get a little petty.
I can get a little petty? I can get very petty.
Petty as a treat. A little petty as a treat.
Do I have a problem with authority? Absolutely.
Who amongst us doesn't?
Quite a few people, I would assume. There was like a conversation about raising children, like a real small conversation where Benson was like, I'm raising a son and he's going to not be like this. And Ron's was like, I'm so grateful I have daughters, right? This happened in this episode?
Yes.
How did we feel?
Okay. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to raise kids, period. So that's my thought.
Sure. I just think that like we've literally had Benson, we've rehashed again and again this thought and fear of hers that because biologically the man who fathered Noah was a rapist and trafficked women and was awful, that she has like feared how he will grow up and who he will be.
It's giving Riverdale serial killer gene. Sure,
100%. So like it's interesting that they kind of, I mean, if Benson continued to have this fear, I think that like when she talked to Lena Hessen was like, I'm raising him to be good and kind and whatever. I think that maybe like the discussion could have continued about how women throughout our lives are raised and taught to be aware and hypervigilant and know our exits and not drink something, like we're taught all of these things to protect ourselves, and that society doesn't spend time teaching men not to rape and like what consent is. And I think that this would have been a really great time to like just remind us that Benson is hopefully teaching her son consent and not just sharing and kindness.
I feel like we had been there, done that though. I don't think we needed it again.
Yet we continue to have this, oh my God, maybe he has the rape gene.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you're going to keep doing it, if you're going to keep doing it, then keep talking about raising a son right.
Yeah.
Especially in an episode that has this whole conversation about how men will always be terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, did I agree that... Yes. Do I agree that 95%, I don't know the actual percentage, but a shit ton of the percentage of assaults are by men on women?
I just thought it was so funny how Benson was like, "That's not true. You're crazy." And then she goes and talks to Raul, and she's like, "She had a point. She actually had a point.
She did have a point. That's what I felt about this episode. Woman had a point. She just didn't do anything about it.
Yeah. She made girl boss hard enough in the right ways.
Correct. Do I want to be her? Maybe.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, you have so many lines, so let's just do that.
Okay.
Wait for it. All right, I'm ready.
Thank you. Well, first of all, I need to talk about the music at the beginning of the episode. The lyrics: "Don't let the party stop, dance on the rooftops." Okay, I thought that was some great. I love a good, like, royalty-free a little music at the beginning there. They're bopping to. It's from an admirer, that man. Pan over to the guy in the crow mask. Like, just the juxtaposition was so funny. She just asked for the Wi-Fi password. I said felt. Said I understand. Burning Man billionaires and polyamorous tech bros. Sounds like a terrifying group of people to me.
But I do appreciate not only the use of bringing up polyamory, but also that our douchebag, hold on, I got it. Spencer Lewis was like, my wife and I are ethically non-monogamous. Whether I believe him or not the point. The fact that they use the terminology and are showing it, wonderful. Progress.
Agree. It's gonna be more like a +5. Oh, here's the Muncie line I liked. Even her card smells rich.
Yeah, it was weird that she smelled it though.
I weirdly thought of the Legally Blonde.
Of course, I was like, she's not Elle Woods.
Yeah, yeah, that's immediately where my head.
It's scented. It gives it that little extra something.
So good. My fetish is green in color too. Love that fin line. Big mood. May I ask how capitalism is a police matter? Shut up. Like,
it's a fair question.
Yeah, but like the fact that she is just, I don't know. She's such a good CEO. I'm coming back here with a gift. What's that? A pair of bracelets.
No, that line cannot be on the list. That was the most obvious fucking cliche. I literally was like, bracelets.
Exactly. That's why I liked it. You know, I love a little.
No, it's 2 on the nose, friends. 2 on the nose. Take it off the list.
Vito over there might be able to tell us. That was the dog on the leash. What is this, Blackmail Spencer Day? Better for the world or better for your portfolio? Why not both? And finally, I bet you hate this one too then. You have no idea what kind of woman I am. Oh!
That one can stay.
And then I've said it a million times, Brussels or Dubai? Both are beautiful this time of year.
Great lines. Wonderful lines.
What was last week's? I feel like I just need to like keep bringing that one up so it like catches on. You are a something little big man on a fiefdom built of sand, and it's all crumbling down. That lives in my head rent free.
I mean,
manipulative little big man.
That's it.
You are a manipulative little big man.
That was a good one. All right. If you have favorite lines, drop them in the chat. We'll read them live on the air. The bracelets one was too. If I can call the line, it's too much.
I mean, yeah, that was specifically to put a GIF up on Twitter. Like 100%. That's why they wrote that. It's true. I didn't lie. That's exactly why they wrote that.
That's fair. All right. If you're new here and you don't know this, I sit through organized crime so you don't have to. And I'm going to tell you, it's rough. It is rough. This week was miserable and I did not want to sit through it. And it took me hours because I was like, I don't want to watch this. And I'd stop and watch other things. So you're welcome. You are freaking welcome. That had nothing to do with SVU. You missed nothing. All right.
Great.
There was an interesting thing that Felicia actually sent the 2 of us.
Yes.
That was that Ice-T is now the longest running actor on TV. And I believe I'm going to assume, I'm making some assumptions here, that it's the same character on the same show, because there are lots of actors who've been working for many, many years. But Ice-T has been on SVU since season 2, and we are in season 24.
Male actor, too.
Male actor, yes.
Because Mariska has...
yes, we know. She's already beat all the records. The point is...
Yes.
So really exciting. That's very cool. Because we're in season 24. Wow.
Classic Ice-T.
That's a wild thing to say out loud. Yes. Also, in, I guess, related news, there was an episode that we had recently that had the like church guy who was trying to kidnap the girl to like marry her, right? And we did an interview with Reggie Lee. You can check that out on the podcast and on this channel. So that was based on a documentary called Abducted in Plain Sight. Peacock, the network that this show airs on, has a limited series called Friend of the Family that is inspired by the story of that documentary, Abducted in Plain Sight. And now they're making a documentary based on the limited series that is based on a documentary.
Guys.
I don't remember what the new documentary series is, but it's related to Friend of the Family. I think it might be Friend of the Family, the documentary or something. So if you want to see that story 3 more times, here you go.
All right. Interesting.
To be fair, it's based on a true story, and the woman who it's about, the woman who was the girl at the time, like, is involved in this. So
okay. I know about Friend of the Family. I didn't know they're making another documentary out of Friend of the Family.
Yep, I got the press release.
That is what feels a little overkill to me, but that's fine.
I agree. I got the press release and I went, do they not know that there's already a documentary and it's called Abducted in Plain Sight, and it was fucking great and it's on Netflix? But here we are. It's literally like how Peacock made Joe versus Carol, which is from Tiger King.
It was not good. Also, like, I need to say that. And like, I love Kate McKinnon, but only so much you can do.
Yeah, we don't need to retell the same story 5 times.
No.
And we say that specifically about SVU.
We do, yeah. We want new stuff.
And I think that this episode did branch out into new territory a little bit.
Agreed. Yeah.
I think the fact that Lena Hess was recording everybody and was doing it for financial gain was interesting and different. And her argument of to why was actually interesting and original and different. I think that there's more like consensual BDSM discussions that could happen. This feels like a great opening to that. We're testing the waters. Everyone seems chill with these terms and bringing them up. So let's keep doing it. I think that there's also this brought up the fact that most assaulters are men, most perpetrators are men, and that there is a small percentage that aren't. Maybe we can explore that a little bit. Right? I think there's more to do. I know it's 24 seasons, but there are stories we haven't told. And I think it would be a real big mistake to end a series and have only told one type of story over and over and over.
Yeah. Yeah. Give me some evil girlies. Let's go.
Yeah. Right? Give us some more.
Give us some evil non-binary people. Why not? Give us some evil everybody.
Yes. Yeah. Anybody could be evil.
Also, give us some good non-binary people. Actually, just give us more trans people, period.
Yes, more trans people.
Don't away because let's not. We've had some stories that were maybe not told so well. But
let's have some more trans people who aren't just the victims for being trans.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. We also do a weekly poll here. Taylor, talk to us about the poll.
So last week, I wanted to know what your favorite water titled episode was. We have a tie for last place, and that's Breakwater, which is what we discussed last week, and Swimming with Sharks, which is shocking because I almost put Swimming with Sharks on this poll too, but I refrained.
Yeah, I'm shocked that you didn't.
Well, because we just had it. And then in second place, we have Storm, the Kiki Palmer episode, if you ask me, or the Anvil, not the Anvil. What is it called? Not Anvil, Anthrax.
Anthrax.
What? Not
the Katrina episode. Yeah.
Yes, it was Anthrax too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. But that was in second place. First place was Wet. Didn't stab the captain with a pickle.
Shock.
Absolute classic. This week is a fun one. I want to know what your favorite girl boss episode.
Girl boss, I knew it.
There
I fucking knew it.
So many of them. So comment below if yours isn't on the list. I just picked some personal faves. I picked them and then I didn't realize they're all from like the same like 10 episode like arc, but whatever. That's fine. We have PC, that's season 11, episode 13. That is the Kathy.
Oh my God, Kathy Griffin!
Foster, Let's Be Strong. An amazing episode all around, truly. We have Bully. That is Luscious Grapes. That's season 12, episode 18. That is a perfect girl boss episode, though. Like, that is the quintessential girl boss episode. We have Bang. That's season 12, episode 22. This one isn't like such a girl boss episode until the final moment where she stabs John Stamos with that fishing thing that makes him like blow up. And then she is like, oh, let me finish my glass of wine. They don't have this where I'm going. So that moment just made me put it on the list because that's a fantastic.
Your definition of girl boss is very, very vague.
I mean, I'm not even kidding. I put a lot of thought into this poll and I feel like I can justify all of them. But like I said, there's so many of them that I considered and I just picked some of my personal faves.
Which ones did you leave off that you think
Swimming
people
with Sharks,
will love?
obviously. The one with Diane Neal before she was Casey Novak. The
three women. Yeah, the three women who are like high powered and rape the stripper boy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them. I'm trying to remember the other ones, but those were the ones that I was like, I mean, Gamergate, I think you could definitely classify as
Intimidation Game. I love that episode.
There's so many of them, but I've tried to do ones that we haven't done pulls on as much, I feel. I mean, Bang comes up a lot, but Bang is just like such a good episode. And Bully, I guess that's not true. PC we don't talk about as much as we should, though. I will say that. Let's be strong.
All right, we'll tell you where to find the poll in just a bit. Those are good. Those are all so good. It's every time we do a poll, I'm like, now I just want to watch those.
I mean, USA needs to have a girl boss marathon, methinks.
Listen, apparently you can tweet ideas at them and they will steal them years later.
That would be iconic, actually.
Did I tell you about this? Have I complained about this on the show before? Okay, so I wanted them to do a Orange is the New Black SVU marathon where they show the different people, and I tweeted it and they were like, thank you, but we do not solicit ideas on Twitter, and like we cannot do it, and we don't promote other shows. And then they did a Orange is the New Black marathon followed by a Modern Family marathon followed by something else, and I was like, fuck you guys.
I was gonna say, like, we definitely did a Modern Family poll once.
Oh, I'm sure.
And an Orange is the New Black, I believe. But the Modern Family group of episodes is fabulous.
But they did it specifically when they like had the rights to the show on USA, so that's why.
Yeah, but Orange is the New Black, they wouldn't have had the rights to Netflix.
No, but they did it just because it was a good marathon idea.
Sure.
You're welcome, USA.
Girl Boss Marathon, let's go.
All right. Now it's time for our favorite segment. What did we learn?
What did we learn? Well, we already talked about how I learned what
scopolamine.
Scopolamine. I had it written down and I was like, I don't know how to pronounce it, actually. I learned what that was. I learned it's Black Male Spencer Day. I learned even her card smells rich. Yeah.
I learned from you that him killing his sister's bird is probably why he wore the mask.
Yeah.
The bird
mask.
What
an interesting choice.
Yeah. Yeah. What? All right. I mean, I get it. Fine. I just feel like because he ended up like taking it off, and that
also,
like
why would he do that?
Because he thought she was dead.
I guess. She wasn't. Oh, I need to talk about something really fast.
Go ahead.
The insane scene where she pulls the panties out of her
throat. Yeah.
I was like, what is that? I was shook. I didn't know what it was. And then I found out it was that. And I was like, oh, I just thought that was a very specific, disturbing detail. That was a lot.
I agree. It actually reminded me of one of my favorite episodes from season 1, which had a guy who was murdered and he had panties in his throat.
Yeah. The scene that that makes me.
Both me and my roommate were worried she was going to throw up on West End Wilson.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too. And then I was like, what is that?
Yeah. It was gross. Well done, production.
That was horrifying.
Yeah. I'm also going to say that the thing that I learned, because I want to give the credit to Carol Ann, was that we had another repeat offender that I missed. So thank you for that. I love a repeat offender. So many repeat offenders this week. It's odd. Anyway.
Repeat offenders every week.
Yeah, but it feels odd to have like 3 in one episode.
Yeah, we usually have at least 2.
Yeah. It's also not to say that we shouldn't be giving these people work. I support it, but like, there are shit tons of other actors. Shit tons. That's the technical amount.
Technical term.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't want the same guy playing a 19-year-old for 15 years.
More than that. It's been more than that.
That's amazing. Honestly, I'm in awe. That guy is
good for him.
Why is your skincare routine?
All right, before we wrap things up, we've told you to leave us comments on iTunes. That would be great. If you're watching on YouTube, leave us comments on YouTube. If you're not watching us live and you missed it, we are here Sundays at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. There was a time change, so I hope that
4 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Mountain, right?
I don't know. I will also say that scheduling may be weird in the next few weeks. Maybe. I don't know. And the only way to be sure that you do not miss an episode is to subscribe on the YouTube channel and or wherever you're listening to the podcast. So if you're on iTunes, subscribe there. If you're on Spotify, you can subscribe there. On Spotify, you can also see us. So hello. If you're on YouTube, you can see us. If you're on iTunes, you cannot see us.
We wore bathing suits last week. No, we didn't.
I'm so glad we didn't this week either. It's freezing today.
Yes, really for that now.
I'm literally wearing a hoodie on top of my thing. But point being, subscribe to the things, because Twitter is becoming less and less an option. So announcing our show is less and less likely. And things change last minute. So as long as you're subscribed, you won't miss it. That's that. Okay. Also, we have merch, and it's silly and fun, and we love it, and you should check it out. There's a link below. Wherever you're watching or listening to us, there is a link to it. It should be clickable. And if not, copy paste. That's it. Until next time, Taylor.
Yes.
Why don't you tell everyone where they can find Felicia?
Okay, you guys can find Felicia at Instagram at Felicia Michelle, and she doesn't really use Twitter, but if you wanted to tag her in a tweet, it's Felicia on air. Yep. And then if you want to find Yael,
no, tell us about you in the poll.
I know, but I want to spell out your username like you do every week. But you can find me in the poll on Twitter at alpha_, and you can also find me on Instagram at Taylor_Gates_. Can I do yours?
Yeah, please.
Yep, Tygiel, YAELTYGIEL. That's YAELTYGIEL on Twitter and Instagram.
Yes.
Wherever are sold.
Wherever yells are sold. You can also find me on TikTok.
Add a little spice into the mix.
I am adding some spice. I'm trying to use TikTok as a dating app and failing miserably, but you could check it out. Currently, the username is not my name. It is at The Fat Girl Show, which is an account that I run as well. But it may switch back to my name, which, again, Taylor, how do you spell my name?
YAELTYGIEL.
Thank you.
You have such a good cadence to it. It's like a little jingle in my head every week.
I used to hate that it sounded the same every time. And then
great.
People were like, no, that's doing that is smart because now people remember how to spell it.
Yeah,
so it's like commercials when you hear them. Jingles.
Yeah.
I know the number for JG Wentworth. So anyway.
JG Wentworth. 877 cash. No.
That's it. That's the one. They are not sponsoring this episode. Fuck them.
Well, they should. JG Wentworth hit us up.
All right. We've gone off the rails. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.